Hi guys! So today I'll be doing a video talking about how I learned to be okay with not feeling okay. A lot of us are gonna have times where we don't feel okay, meaning we don't feel happy, we don't feel motivated, or we have conflicts within ourselves where we don't feel like we are good enough, where we don't feel as confident. A lot of times we think that it is not okay to feel this way. We think that we should feel happy, we should feel motivated, we should feel positive all the time, when in fact it is not possible for someone to feel okay all the time. I still struggle with not feeling okay sometimes, but I'm just gonna share with you guys my journey of now being able to accept when shit happens, accept when things don't go in my way, and accept that I'm not perfect, because I think that the hardest thing to do sometimes is to accept ourselves for who we are and what situation we are in and how we're feeling. First thing that I learned in this whole journey is being fully present with yourself, meaning when you're feeling sad, when you're feeling anxious, when you're feeling unhappy about someone or something, sometimes I think we're very used to just escaping from that emotion, and then we go and drink alcohol, or we go have fun and we try to forget about these things. However, I feel like what really helped me through the most, for me to be more at ease with myself or to find peace within my chaos, was when I learned to sit down, observe my thoughts, my emotions, and accept the fact that I'm not feeling good, I'm not feeling motivated today. Rather than just pushing it away, I try to embrace it. And I think that that is the most helpful thing I've ever done for myself. And funny enough, sometimes I even talk to ChatGPT when I feel like I have no one to talk to. I know this is something really funny, but sometimes you need to kind of rationalize yourself, but you don't feel comfortable yet to approach someone about it. The best way is just to go on ChatGPT app and then tell ChatGPT how you're feeling, like, oh, I'm feeling confused. I don't know if I should be doing this. I don't know if I did something correct. ChatGPT gives me really good solutions for my problems. So I recommend you guys try that. If you don't have ChatGPT, go download that app. Sometimes I face a lot of different emotions and I struggle as well. So I think that when I don't feel ready yet to talk to someone I trust, because I'm still kind of embracing that moment, I like to just either journal or tell ChatGPT what I'm feeling, because they answer to you according to data and stuff. So I mean, they're very logical because they're robots. So I think they have really helped me. I don't bring my journal when I go out and I suddenly don't feel good. And I think that is also a really good way to practice mindfulness, because when you're aware of how you feel and you're able to dictate it out or write it out, I think that is a very good way of releasing that emotion or that stress that you're feeling. And you're gonna find that 30 minutes later, when you accept your emotions, you're not gonna feel as tense as you were. So I think that that's a really, really good way of helping me cope with situations like that. And I also want you guys to know that it is completely fine to struggle, and you're gonna be struggling your whole life. There are gonna be new challenges that come, and sometimes it's really, really tough to accept that we are not good enough and work on it. But one thing that I've also learned was to admit that you made a mistake, or just to embrace that you fucked up. For example, sometimes when I have conflicts with my other half, my boyfriend, and then pinpoint something that is true about me that I probably don't want to admit yet, because sometimes we just take time to see our own problems and people see it clearer than us. I argue with him and be like, no, I'm right, no, I'm wrong. Our mind is always so fixated towards whether we are right or wrong. But a lot of times when you take yourself out of that situation and be like, you know what, I allow that what he said is probably in a sense accurate, or I respect his way of thinking, and I allow it, and I don't try to defend myself and not try to be so defensive. I start to really be more calm and collected after processing the fact that you probably need some work to be done. we're not as perfect as we want to try to be, and it's okay to keep trying, but we have to acknowledge that it needs a process or some work to get us to where we need to be, or the version of ourselves that we want to become. Next thing is, ask yourself your intention of doing things and who you want to become. I quarrel with my boyfriend about things like when we have different opinions, and then I get really angry that we had a conflict, or I get really unhappy when he doesn't agree with me on certain things. But nowadays, I find it a lot easier for me to come back to this realization that, hey, your intention was just to, for example, find a good restaurant, but why did we end up quarreling? We disagree with each other because we want to try to instill a perspective, or we want to instill like, oh, I'm right, I'm wrong. And I think that when we try to instill something onto someone instead of expressing what we want, I think that it usually gets out of hands. Nowadays, I have this new programming that I channeled into my mind, that every time I kind of sense a little bit of beef or discomfort or disagreement that I have with anyone or with any situation, I ask myself, what was my intention initially? And when I ask myself, instead of like heating things up furthermore and take a step back and be like, oh wait, I started this conversation because I wanted to connect with this person instead of arguing with the person. So when you start to rationalize yourself, having a disagreement doesn't mean that I have to feel sad anymore. Instead, you'll be like, oh, we are disagreeing because we are human beings, and as long as we communicate with each other what we truly feel, at the end of the day, all is gonna be right, all is gonna be okay. And that is how I slowly start to be quicker at resolving my own emotions rather than just staying stuck with the same heated mess for the whole day. I know that all these things, they sound like complicated or confusing to do, but I swear that when you start to want to do it for yourself and you truly do what it takes, like you really try to communicate with your thoughts and your emotions instead of escaping it, instead of pushing it away, you're gonna see that you're gonna grow and you're gonna be a better person out of the things that you go through. And it is entirely possible to change and become happier and to be okay to not be okay. I just like to share how I feel and what I go through, and I just want to put it in layman terms that everything is there for us to experience and for us to learn as human beings, and it's such a long road to go. So I'm just taking my time, and I'm very happy that I can share my journey with you guys as always. I'm gonna see you guys very soon. Bye, and thanks for watching.